Hello everybody, this is my Make a Splash video on the aquaculture of Sepia officinalis. What is aquaculture exactly? Aquaculture is the breeding, rearing, and harvesting of aquatic organisms including fish, mollusks, crustaceans, and aquatic plants. Aquaculture helps reduce the harmful effects on the wild stock population caused by bycatching and other forms of fishing. Other species that have shown to be improved by aquaculture that were affected by other outside factors include tilapia and salmon. Sepia officinalis, aka the common cuttlefish, comes from a family of over 120 different species, of which it still remains one of the largest. The common cuttlefish mainly populates the European, African, and Mediterranean coasts, mainly between 200 meters up to the surface. The common cuttlefish has been hunted in the past mainly for their cuttlebone, which provided a good polishing powder, toothpaste, antacid when it was broken up. But now today they're being used as calcium supplements not only for humans but for animals, as well as a good research front for active camouflage for the United States military. With so much known and so little answers to the questions that we do need answered about the cuttlefish, as well as having a very high spawn rate of several hundred eggs over a couple of weeks, I feel like the cuttlefish, more in particular, the common cuttlefish, is ideal for aquaculture. Common cuttlefish aquaculture is a very high risk, high reward kind of field. Eggs as well as juvenile common cuttlefish are between 1/2 of an inch and can cost as little as $15. Halfway through their life cycle, however, their price skyrockets to $120 to $250 depending on the size upon purchase. Common cuttlefish sales for consumption usually range between $5 to $13 per pound depending on the region it's being sold in. Common cuttlefish require a large setup with large filters as well as a large protein skimmer just to remain healthy. They've been kept in large tanks depending on how many are being grown in each tank, mainly due to the fact that they grow to an immense size of 45 centimeters long, aka 18 inches. During the early summer months, their growth rate is around 1.2 millimeters a day. However, if born in the later summer months like August, their growth rate is reduced to almost 0.5 millimeters a day. The cuttlefish's tank must remain between 10 to 20 degrees Celsius, not resembling tropical waters at all. Modern advancements in technology supported by scientific studies, however, show improved reproductive performances. In a scientific paper written by the Frontiers of Marine Science platform, they say it is known that the tank size and bottom area of the tanks, as well as the stocking density, influences the cuttlefish's reproduction performance. Ria et al. 2005, Sykes et al. 2013. The present results confirm that the cuttlefish will spawn spontaneously and increased reproduction performance in large tanks that are 9,000 liters, with a low stock density. Akurma et al. 2003, Bucket et al. 2008, Mylonas et al. 2010. The United States military and other organizations such as WHOI have been partnered up for quite some time now trying to figure out how cuttlefish control their chromatophores. These chromatophores have the ability to reflect light and to change their skin pattern to render them practically invisible in almost any environment. Researchers began these experiments by removing individual pigment particles from the cuttlefish that are around 500 nanometers in length, which is 150 times smaller than the diameter of a human hair. The United States Army shows great interest in the study of the pigment, so much that they began their own research at the Native Soldier Research, Development, and Engineering Center in Massachusetts. In an article written by the Digital Journal, they report that the United States Army aims to create new covert capabilities for soldiers by making them harder to spot by the opposite side of the conflict. Sadler, 2018. This little video here shows chromatophores in action. Each individual spot, I want you to remember, is smaller than a human hair. Even though cuttlefish are a high-risk, high-reward species to be aquacultured, their pros drastically outweigh their cons. Not only are they a rich source in minerals with an immensely high reproductive rate, but they also help solve our food situation worldwide, as well as attempting to make sure our troops overseas come home safe and sound. The opportunities to learn and utilize the common cuttlefish are almost endless. All that it'll take is a high budget for effort, money, and time. Here's my sources. Thank you so much for watching my presentation on why cuttlefish would be an amazing species to be aquacultured. I hope this video was eye-opening as well as informative, and I hope you can support my thoughts on the organism being a potential species to be aquacultured.